and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm gonna make eggplant maklouba, which is simply rice with eggplants and meat. It's really good and delicious and it's easy to make. As usual, all the ingredients and the measurements will be listed down below the video in the description box. Don't forget to follow me on social media and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And now let's start. So first off, I'm gonna start by cooking the meat. I have here some beef cut into cubes. I also have some garlic, some onions, bay leaves, some black peppercorns, a cinnamon stick, and some ground cloves. So in a pot on medium heat, I'm going to add some vegetable oil. And when the oil is heated enough, I'm gonna add the beef. I'm just gonna cook them for a few minutes, just until they develop a really nice color, just like that. So that's perfect. At this point, I'm gonna add all the spices with the onions and the garlic. I'm gonna add them all in. And I'm gonna continue to cook everything together. And the smell here is amazing. You can smell all those spices. Now you're gonna cook everything together for about 3 to 4 minutes. At this point, I'm gonna add the water. I added about 4 cups of water. And now I'm gonna cover the pot and then bring everything to a boil. And once everything starts to boil, you'll notice that there's a white foam on top and you want to get rid of that. That's not very pleasant, so just get rid of it. After that, I'm going to cover the pot again and bring the mixture again to a boil. Then I'm going to lower the heat and let the beef cook completely. Meanwhile, I'm going to work on the veggies. So I have here some tomatoes. I also have some eggplant slices. They're about 1 centimeter thick. I also have some salt and black pepper and some nutmeg. So I'm gonna start first by slicing the tomatoes. I'm gonna slice them into about 1 centimeter thick and set them aside. Now let's move on to the eggplants. Now usually in this recipe they're deep fried, but if you want a healthier version, you can cook them in the oven, and that's what I'm gonna do today. So I put them in my baking dish and I'm gonna drizzle some olive oil on top. Actually from both sides. Then I'm gonna sprinkle some salt, black pepper, and some nutmeg. Now at this point, make sure that your oven is preheated at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 200 Celsius. And I'm gonna bake them, or I'm gonna roast them for about half an hour until the eggplants have a nice and golden color and they are cooked. So in the oven they go. And after we get them out of the oven, the beef will be cooked and everything will be ready to be assembled. So I have here my eggplants already. I also have some spices. I have some salt, turmeric, some nutmeg, and some cinnamon. And also some black pepper, of course. And I have here my tomato slices already. I also have the beef stock. I strain it to get rid of the cinnamon stick and everything else. And of course I reserved it to cook the rice with. I also have the beef, it's fully cooked and it's ready. And for the rice, I have here some basmati rice. I washed it and I'm gonna use it right away. Don't wash it ahead of time, otherwise it will dry and it will break. So now I'm gonna put the rice in a bowl. Then I'm gonna add all the spices that I mentioned earlier. The nutmeg, the cinnamon, the turmeric, and the salt. Of course, don't forget to add the black pepper. Now all you want to do is to mix everything together very well, just until those spices are well distributed throughout the rice. So that's looking good. Now in a pot, I'm using the same pot that I cooked the meat with. I'm gonna lay down the eggplant slices, just like that. You wanna cover the whole bottom of the pot. That's gonna be the first layer. Next, I'm gonna put the tomato slices as a second layer. And after that, I'm gonna put the meat. And avoid to put the meat at the very bottom, otherwise it will dry and it will stick to the bottom of the pan. And of course, you don't want that. And now I'm gonna put the rice. I'm gonna spread it evenly over everything, just like that. So that's looking perfect. Now finally, I'm gonna add the beef stock using a spoon, just like so. just so that I don't ruin the shape of the rice. I used here about 2 cups of stock because I'm cooking 1 cup of rice. Now I'm gonna cover the pot and let everything come to a boil. Then you wanna let it boil for about 6 to 7 minutes. I'm using 1 cup of rice, so 6 to 7 minutes is good. If you're using more than that, maybe 2 cups of rice, you wanna let them boil for about 10 minutes. After that, you'll notice that the water has started to evaporate. Now at this point, you wanna cover the pot again and lower the heat to the minimum, and then let everything cook for about 40 to 45 minutes. Then you wanna turn off the heat and let it sit for about 10 minutes before flipping it. Of course, you wanna flip it in a dish or in a plate that is bigger than the pot. And here you have it. Our dish is ready to be served. It was really good and delicious. The eggplants with the tomatoes, the beef, the rice, everything was flavored to perfection. I sprinkled some finely chopped parsley. Of course, you can serve it with the nuts that you like. And that's it. So that was it for today's video. I really hope that you liked the recipe. I also hope that you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'm gonna see you soon in another video. Bye!